Imagine a painting so disturbing that it was hidden from the public for over a century. A work so blasphemous that whispers say the Vatican itself demanded it be removed from Spain's art circles quietly, without record, without trace. It depicts a gathering in the dead of night. Pale faces illuminated by candlelight. A monstrous figure half man, half beast towering above them. The devil, presiding over a mass that mocks every holy ritual the Church ever sanctified. This is Witches' Sabbath, painted by Francisco Goya in 1789. A painting that became known not just as art, but as a curse. A forbidden image that, some say, still haunts the Vatican's hidden archives. Francisco Goya began his life in faith. He painted altarpieces, portraits of bishops, even works commissioned by the Spanish monarchy. But faith, like sanity, is fragile. By the late 18th century, Spain was rotting from within superstition, poverty, corruption, and the looming shadow of the Inquisition. And Goya was changing. After a near-fatal illness in 1792, Goya went completely deaf. Cut off from the world of sound, he began to hear something else, his own thoughts echoing, dark and obsessive. Friends described him as unrecognizable. He stopped painting beauty. He started painting truth, and the truth terrified him. In his isolation, religion twisted into something grotesque. The same church that preached salvation also burned heretics alive. The same priest who blessed marriages condemned women as witches. And Goya saw it all. Not as divine justice, but as evil dressed in robes. In 1789, Goya was commissioned by the Duchess of Osuna, a woman known for her fascination with the supernatural. Her palace outside Madrid housed secret salons where intellectuals debated forbidden books, tarot cards lay beside Bibles, and seances were whispered about behind closed doors. The Duchess wanted a series of paintings, the Witches. She called them to decorate her estate. And Goya delivered something no one expected. He painted not fantasy, but terror. Real faces twisted in fear, children offered to demons, a world where faith had turned inside out. At the center of it all, El Aquilar, or the Witches' Sabbath. In the painting, a monstrous goat, the devil himself, sits enthroned like a priest at communion. Around him, witches gather in worship. Their faces are deathly pale, their bodies thin and starved, their eyes wide with terror and devotion. One clutches a lifeless infant as sacrifice. Another offers bones. Even the moonlight seems sickly, casting no warmth, only dread. The goat's body, when you look closely, is disturbingly human, hands instead of hooves, a mouth too expressive as though mocking prayer. But what terrified the Church wasn't the devil. It was the arrangement. The figures mirror the Last Supper. The goat sits where Christ should be. The witches kneel like apostles. The composition is perfect, a parody so deliberate that no one could mistake Goya's intent. This wasn't a painting of witchcraft. It was a blasphemy. A sermon of damnation directed not at sinners, but at the Church itself. Word spread fast. The painting was called obscene, demonic, a provocation. One critic funded by the Church wrote that Goya had invited evil into his home. Soon, strange things began happening around the Duchess's estate. Servants refused to enter the hall where the painting hung. Candles would gutter and die in front of it. One visitor claimed he heard soft laughter when he stood alone in the room. Then, one night in 1791, a priest was brought to bless the house. Midway through his prayer he collapsed, choking, gasping, his eyes rolling back. He survived, but when he awoke, he swore the goat's eyes had moved. Shortly after, the painting disappeared. The Duchess's family claimed it was lost in storage. Others said it had been seized quietly by order of the Holy Office of the Inquisition. There are no official Vatican records. But in 1803, an internal inventory mentions a large canvas of infernal subject, author unnamed, withheld from public sight. Decades passed. Goya grew old and bitter. He painted the black painting's horrors straight onto his own walls, hidden from the world. But Witches' Sabbath remained a rumor, a forbidden ghost of a painting, until 1864 when it resurfaced. A Spanish collector purchased a darkened canvas from an anonymous dealer. When restorers cleaned it, they froze in silence. Under layers of grime, the goat's pale eyes re-emerged, staring straight at them. The painting was back, and so were the stories. The collector's wife died within a year. His servants quit. And in his letters, he confessed that he sometimes woke at night to the sound of footsteps pacing outside his study where the painting hung. In 1978, researchers examined Witches' Sabbath with infrared scanning. They expected to find underdrawings or corrections. Instead, they found something stranger: two distinct signatures, both in Goya's hand, one on the bottom right corner, one under the paint, invisible to the naked eye. Why sign it twice? Art historians have no answer. Worse pigment analysis revealed traces of animal blood mixed into the black paint. It was likely ox blood used for texture. But conspiracy theorists claimed otherwise, saying Goya had fed the devil's image. To this day, museum staff at the Prado in Madrid rotate the painting's placement. Not because of damage but because visitors faint. One guard reportedly quit after claiming he saw a shadow step out of the canvas. Officially, the church has never banned Witches' Sabbath. But unofficially, the Vatican's cultural attaché made an unusual statement in 1999, when Spain proposed lending it for an exhibition in Rome. Certain works of darkness are better left in shadow. Even today, the painting has never entered Vatican territory. Some whisper it's because the goat's image mirrors the demonic sigils described in Old Inquisition records. Others claim that the painting once hung briefly in a private Vatican collection, and that it was removed after an exorcist demanded it destroyed.